there's been a little bit of chatter, and since we're on the topic of minutes, we should talk about the back-to-backs. But I do want to point out that there's been some chatter about Marjon not celebrating throughout the game with the teammate with the bench, and again he's falling out of rotation. I heard about some of it. I actually saw Malik Beasley when he got pulled. I thought I saw there was I think the lob from Ajax. One of those lobs I think happened when they pulled Beasley out, and he didn't get up. I tried not to read in too much to like people have been. Now your boy John Tyus Paul was talking about
Oh
how
yeah.
he had some homies that his friends were sitting behind the bench, and this team has given up on Adrian Griffin because
Yeah.
he had
Okay,
some
Paul.
his sources
Yeah.
behind the bench
Okay,
who were
Paul.
his friends that bought some tickets somehow saw
Mm-hmm.
that the bench. So I'm like, hey, were they behind the bench the last two games? They didn't win two in a row now. How do Dr. Griffin's the only guy, the only coach in the NBA who loses his team. He lost. Apparently, he lost him in Vegas.
Right.
He lost him at the
Right.
start of the year. He lost. He's the only person that loses his team and regains them every other week. I don't understand it. But
Because he won 27 games on accident. That's the
right,
thing,
yeah,
right? The
right.
27 games out of 39 games, he's won 27. These are accidents. This was not intentional. I mean,
But
I can't with Paul.
but I asked you get off that. But I asked you, there were again, then people are taking photos of it and looking at it. What do you make of again Marjan falling out of the rotation and this chatter now of other because again you see Thanasis and again and that's why I go back to and this I go back to all that talk about Thanasis and how he's not a real NBA player and all this stuff. And then I remember John. Do you remember Jeff Teague who won who obviously was on the Bucks team in 2021 the championship team and Jeff Teague was on, has a podcast. It's a very funny podcast. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But he talked about how, well, we was on the bench. We didn't think we was gonna win that Brooklyn series. And it's like, that's why. Like that's why Thanasis is on a roster. And some of these guys who are better than him technically are not. Because I don't want that kind of foolishness on my bench where I got guys that, yeah, we gonna lose. They in there. I used to be I played basketball back in high school and again, I was a bench guy, on the basketball team, and so man, we be back there. I'm not joking, man. I used to be back there with a dude named Juice, and now Juice thought he should play, and so me and Juice back, and it's so funny. Juice made a bet on the we down two, 3 seconds left. Juice back on the bench talking about, hey, I got $10 we lose. I got $10 we lose, and then my homie Thomas Clark hit a three ball at the end of the buzzer. We laughing at him. Like you don't want like those guys that are like again. I'm not calling Marjon a cancer at all, but I'm really talking about Jeff T. You don't want that type of stuff to creep into your locker room. So I'll take the Nas because again, the Nas ain't gonna play, and if Marjon Beauchamp's getting DNP CDs, he ain't playing. A Jeff Teague ain't hardly playing. The guys that ain't playing, I'd rather them be up cheering for my guys versus naysayers sitting down, upset with the sad face. I guess I just want to get your thoughts on that. Well, yeah, the naysayers. So give me your thoughts on that.
I mean, yeah, that's important, right? That locker room's important too. Having that, I think chemistry, I think all that's important. I think the biggest thing is, look, guys, this is not. There's not always going to be, happy, warm and fuzzy moments. There's tension. I hope our listeners know. Look, you do realize like there are players on every team that don't get along. Guys fight way more than y'all think. They fight way more than you think. I'm talking throwing fists and everything, and the team has to break it. That happens frequently on every professional team. Guys fight, right? I don't need these guys to be best friends. I certainly don't. I'll say this. I think if you do have someone who uh, is a locker room issue or has an attitude or has a problem, right, and the performance on the court does not justify keeping him around, I'm always a fan of get him out. Get him out. Listen, I'm gonna get you out of here, right? Because what I'm not gonna let you do is rot this thing from the inside out. Having said that, this team is 27-12, and I see them cheering for each other. I don't know what Paul's talking about. Maybe Paul caught a moment here, but whatever issues are there, they clearly haven't had much of an impact on the squad, right? So I don't know. That having said that, though, if Marjon is miserable and he is starting to pout, right? If he's not gonna put his big boy pants on, then hey, get him out of here. Get him out of here. What can we get for him? A two?
Yeah.
Fine. Give us a two we can trade. Give us another two we can trade. Maybe somebody give him a couple twos for you.
No, 100%. I agree. I think what he if he was like playing better, he wouldn't have anything to worry about. he had his
right?
opportunity. He played a lot of minutes throughout this first half of the season. So I think he had his chance, and he all that hype in the offseason, dropping 80 points in the crossover and doing pretty well in summer league, got to his
He went
head.
out. He
It
flew out the
really
grease,
and
right? He
and
went
to
out.
be
Went out.
and
Went out
to
the
be
grease.
honest, like it's just the harsh reality of it. He's not that good. Like
Mm,
you can play as well as you
mm.
want in the summer league in the crossover,
No,
but
no,
you get out there on the floor and if the product does not translate, then it doesn't translate. They're two different games, three different games. Not
no.
the NBA regular season is not the crossover at all, and neither is it the summer league. So yeah,
Let me
he's just
correct
not
you.
that
He's
good.
not good at. Let me correct you. He's not good at all. Right? He's not good. He's not good at all. Listen, I get it every once in a while. He'll throw up X amount of points. Didn't the Nationals have like what 27 or 20 points last
Yeah,
year,
man,
or
he's
like the
not the
last game
Nets.
or
Don't
so?
disrespect
Right.
Marjon
I'm not. I'm
Beauchamp.
not. I'm
Don't
not.
do
I'm not
that.
disrespecting.
I wouldn't
This is
even
what I'm saying. Like,
No, I'm saying I'm not disrespecting the Nasus with that comparison.
uh,
Come
look, I'm just gonna.
on,
I'm just gonna
come
say. I'm just
on,
gonna
Because
say.
come
Look,
on.
look.
Y'all
Marjan
getting
has.
disrespectful.
listen,
Marjan has all the tools. All the tools. He's got length. He
I wasn't even gonna do it to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Well, I saw your face when I said
I
it, though,
didn't.
right?
I know. I really
Yeah,
didn't. I was gonna let that one
right.
slide. I was gonna let that one
Right?
slide. You
He's
got leg. You got
he's
girth. What do you got? What we got?
well, what we got
I
is
was gonna let it
what
slide.
we
Go
got
ahead.
is we off the rails at this
What
point.
else
Go
you got,
ahead, man.
JT?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
no,
Trey.
I was just waiting on you. You
I
talking?
don't even know if no. Let me get us back on track.
Now we shacked him. Now we shacked him. Here we go. I say, oh y'all.
No, yeah, I don't even know if yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
Marjan fits
All
this
right.
team, and
Yeah. What's the?
Wow.
I don't think he
No,
fits any
he
team to
doesn't
be
fit the
honest.
team.
No,
No, he okay, but Chris, he fits the team. It's just he's not playing up to because no, to your point, he does have the size, right, to play in the NBA. He
right,
does no,
yeah,
but
but at some point he's
he's
just gonna be a
prototypical
pro.
size.
You
He
have
has
to
a
let that
decent
project fold at that point.
he has
Like
a decent
just
jump shot.
yeah, go let somebody else work on that project. We don't want to do it
Okay.
anymore. We're
What's
tired.
it
We want
worth
to
if
go
you're only gonna
outside.
see it every 10 games? If he plays
I
every ten
agree with
games,
you.
and you're only gonna see these gifts that he has as a
I agree.
basketball player, right? These things that qualify him to be in the league. What's it worth? If I'm only gonna see it every 10, you're too young to be that. If you were like the 14th man on the roster, and it was like, all right, he gonna give you some, he gonna get somebody some work every X amount of games he comes in fine, but you're a young guy. Like we need you. It's not like you Robin Lopez were like kind of making sure you hold that chair down, right? Like it's not like you. It's not like Robin Lopez might dress out for games. I'm thinking I don't even know if he got the uniform on
Man, he don't even put
half the
his
time of the
he
warm
they
ups. Right,
say he don't even put his insoles in his shoes, man. He
right. He
know he
got the
ain't getting
T.
in.
Right. He might as well be in slides on the bench. That's what I'm saying. Like right, but Marjan, we just expected so much more from you because we invested so much more from you, and at this point, he gonna go to Dante route. Right. The thing is, Dante can
Dante's playing, and that's the thing. That's
right.
like Gary Young. Dante's playing very well right now in New York.
Man, right. Dante could ball, right? But it wasn't here. I mean, and Dante had his moments here, but he was injured, and there was some
Right.
inconsistencies there. And then Dante would, he'd do his tour date thing at an inopportune time.
Yeah,
You know,
And to your point, Chris, I do agree with you. You said he had his opportunities, and you can't even. It's not even like one of those things where you can go. And a lot of times, guys will go, "Oh, well, I never got my shot." He got his shot, and again, he's getting passed up by a second round pick in Andre Jackson Jr., who is making the most of his opportunities, making those hustle plays. So yeah, you can't even make that argument that you didn't get the chance. You got the chance, and you're getting passed up right now by a guy who's younger than you, who's feisty than you, and who looks like he wants to be in a game a little bit more